Alrighty, so we've looked at a few different tags, one or two things that you're obviously going to need for your exam because you have to understand HTML. I'll be introducing some other tags as we go along, but I wanted to talk to you about some of the ones that we're going to use in order to build this page. All right, well, it's really important, okay, that when you're doing a page that you're going to have your layout, your design. So this is the design for our homepage. We've got a couple of images here. You notice I don't draw the images. I'm just illustrating where these things are going to appear. We've got the navigation bar. We've got our logo. We've got the name of the store. A little bit of lead text there, and then we've got our different coffees, and then the footer is at the bottom, and it's called a block diagram because we're kind of using blocks to illustrate what we're doing. That will be fine for the design of your any interfaces that you've got. Particularly common, a block diagram is for your website. No one expects you to sit there and draw beautiful pictures of coffee cups, okay? You're just going to say what the image is that is there. You're going to define the colours, etc. on the page. Okay, so finish playing around. Now, the main thing that you need to remember, okay, for all websites, your index HTML is your main homepage. Your browser will look for your index HTML. Now, what was the first thing? We need to declare this as a web page. So I'm wondering if you can remember, as an exclamation mark. We need to tell the browser it's a HTML document. HTML5 simplifies that, and for every start there is an end. Okay, so for all the browsers that I'm opening, all the tags that I'm writing, I am having an open tag and a close tag, hugely important. Okay, now I want to refer to my W3 schools for my actual formatting of my page, and I want to add my head tag and my body. So this is just a basic page setup to make sure that all the key tags are in there. Okay, so I've told it that I'm using a specific format thanks to W3org. I've got my head tag, inside there's my title tag, I've got my body tag, and inside there's going to be my main content. Now I want to start building up this page, but these are the main things that you're going to get in first. Take your time to do that. Okay, so I've got to keep going back to my draft, innit? I want my logo and I want my header title. These are in the body because they're appearing on the main page. So I'm going to have to, let me just get rid of this. I'm going to have to add them in here. Okay, so right now I'm leaving away from my head for a minute. I haven't added my page title in yet. This is my home page. I guess I could home page, but for now I'm focusing on what's going on inside my body tag. You notice I put two end tags there. Oopsie, that's a start tag. Start tag belongs here and there, so it's going inside my body tag. I can just make some space. I don't need to do that. I'm just doing that. Okay, so I want to tab in a little bit because I'm going to put my header tag in. Remember what I said, these tabs and spaces mean nothing to the browser. Alright, it's just about being neat and tidy. I'm using a divider because I just want to have my header in a specific area. Now I'm using this name called class. This is going to be my header logo, and I'm making a link to that now because this is going to be, I'm making just like one skeleton page. All right, so what's going to happen is whenever I click this logo, it's going to actually jump to the page that I'm typing up now, but this logo is going to be on every single page. So this is like the skeleton. All right, I want this header to be on every page because I want the some kind of uniformity with my web pages there. Yeah, so I'm referring to a logo that I haven't even got in there yet. So let me just make sure. I think I downloaded something for a logo. I don't know what that is. What is that? Is that it? Yeah, so I went onto the internet and I downloaded something because I just want to get through showing you how to do these things real easy. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to put my logo into my documents folder. I forgot to do that. Let me just rename it though. I'm just going to call this logo. All right, so I want to copy out that name because remember what I said to you about getting that name exactly right. It's really important that you do that. I keep those files open. So it's not PNG because I didn't download a PNG. I downloaded a GIF image. It's just a file type, a slightly larger file format, but it's not big enough to worry about, and it's very common to see these images on the web. Alright, so I'm going to close my link to my image there, and now I want to have an area that I'm going to have as specifically formatted. Okay, so now I'm adding a little bit of style into this. This is my header name, I'm going to call this. And everywhere I put this header name is going to have a very specific format. Okay, this is going to make sense in a bit. So we're going to put a span there. So I'm just introducing some different headers for you, just to get into the idea of how we can add some layout to our text. And hopefully in your exam you'll understand what these different headers are doing for you, or these different tags are doing for you. So I've already done my body. Just bring that back up again. This is just the header now. Okay, so looking at my layout. Okay, I want to. This involves the list tag, the navigation, and this involves slightly more, I wouldn't say difficult, but formatting. So I'm going to leave these two images, I'm going to leave my navigation, I'm going to go on and just do these two little section breaks here, or blocks. I noticed before everything was going underneath each other, this time we're side to side, so we're going to have a look at that now. So I've got one section here now I've put in, which has got my it's called welcome text, and I'm using another section here which I've just copied this out, but I'm going to call this events. This is related information, and that's why I've decided to use a section tag. So the header here, within this section, here's what is happening. Here's what is happening. And now I'm going to introduce you to this idea of a list. I'm not going to use a span for this. I'm going to use an ordered list. Okay, and we're going to start to have a look at what that means in a minute. I haven't closed this. So we're going to, let's make it an unordered list actually, because I don't really need, let's make it an unordered list because it's not going to be numbered. Alright, so UL for unordered list, and then LI is going to be each list item, and you have to close the tag, you have to close each list tag. I'm going to have 3, so I'm just going to copy and paste those in. So UL, and you close the UL tag, and then in between that you've got your LI tag, which is your list item tag. Now I want to link those to somewhere, so I'm going to have my anchor tag, and at the moment I'm not linking them to anywhere but the page, so you can use a £sign for that. Okay, so this second section, I'm going to change that to an aside tag, because it's not the main content, but it is kind of related to the main content. Again, I'm having problems because of this video. I've got to scroll up a little bit. This is not what we want to see. Sorry. I am trying to get my sidebar here for you. So, yeah. Alright, so my aside tag, but I had a section tag, so I'm going to change that to another aside tag. Okay, so my sub content really. So I've got a section, it's got its own span. Look, can you see there's a span tag, there's a closing bracket missed off that tag. And if you want to check things like that, it's really useful to just click on it, because when something's wrong, something's not being highlighted. Okay, so I've got a whole block here, some little images with little captions and whatnot on, so I'm going to do that with a new section. So you're starting to see this build up here. So these little blocks, I'm actually starting to do that. I'm putting nesting tags inside tags. So I've got my main section for my bestsellers, and I've got my header, and then I've got another section, and inside there I've got another little header for the coffees. And now for these little squares, I'm going to have some article tags with the figures and the captions inside there. So I'm going to take a few minutes just to type all that out and then show you. Okay, so this is the breakdown for one. I've got an article. It's all surrounded in its own little kind of section. Nested in there, I've got my figure, which links to the first image. Then I've got the header for that image, and I'm going to have the price of the image, and then I'm going to have a button eventually that will be able to click on the image. Now, all of the other products are going to be the same, so there are 6 of them. So I don't know if I've even got 6 images, but I'll get 6. So this is going to be the same for coffee number 2. There you go. For coffee number 3, there you go. For coffee number 4, and 5, because the images are all in the same place. All right. And 6. The only thing I think maybe I probably would want to do is I would want to make those images one specific size. I'm going to have a look and see how bad that's looking in a minute. I don't know that I've got 6 images either in my folder. I can't remember. I think I downloaded 5. I didn't do 6. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I've got 6. Yeah, I have. So I've got 6 coffee images there, and I've just created the layout. Okay, I'm just going to save this. This is my index page I'm saving now. So that was the test page where I showed you all those different tags. So this isn't going to work for me. What I do need is my index page. So I'm just going to change that, and hopefully it will give me my page. There you go, starting to build up. Oh, so difficult to show you this because right now all my images, as you can see, are all different sizes, and that's not going to work. And they're also not next to each other because that doesn't quite look like my layout, does it? Yeah, they've got to be next to each other. I've got this working at the top for me all right though, so I'm happy with that. That's there. But this isn't quite next to it, so I've got to sort out the size of all my images, but everything's embedded, and you can see my little list there. That was supposed to be next to this here. So we're getting there, but I need to start thinking about the size of my images. So the video is a little bit long, so let me just stop this video and then we'll go and look it up a little.